Cole.
Hey, Joel.
Hi. Today the Rabid Dogs do. Let's start all that again. All right, let's just cut to the chase.
Yeah.
Today, the Rabid Dogs are going to do Drive. Okay, so you might ask yourself, why would we pick 3 drives today that are completely different circuits and have no relevance to each other? And the answer is because we are rabid dogs and we don't give a shit. So we're going to do what we want. Some of these have, well, one of these in particular has historical significance in the drive world.
Yep.
The other 2 are very unique for completely different reasons. So let's deep dive. Okay, so the 3 drives we're looking at: Boss SD1, Super Overdrive,
the classic,
legendary pedal. You know, a million people own it. A million people have played it.
95 Australian dollars. That's what, $6 American. I mean,
and when you hear it, it is insane. Now, next we've got the J Rocket Audio Designs Alhambra.
Now we're getting serious.
Well, you are, yeah. It's a fascinating pedal, and I'm going to talk about how that came about soon. Now, next to that, the Strawman Sunset. Again, you know, 2 of these are not new pedals at all. This is actually fairly new. The Sunset is interesting because it uses DSP, so it kind of combines the 2 worlds.
Yeah.
If you don't know what DSP stands for, it's nobody really knows. No, it's digital sound processing. Is that it?
It actually is, yeah.
Nailed it. So it's a little bit unique in that it combines the 2. It's not the first thing to combine digital sound processing with some analogy stuff, but yeah, it's pretty incredible. I mean, you know, we all know how good Strawman are.
They make some serious gear. So let's get all 3 takes on a classic overdrive sound and just see how these things position themselves.
Okay, into the Les Paul. The pickups are 57 classics in this anyway.
57
clean.
classics.
We're going to go into the JGM45, the Blues
Nice.
Breaker. Yeah. Blues Breaker is always kind of a good choice, we think, because it's obviously it sits right in the middle of sort of Fender and Marshall. Anyway, Super Overdrive. Let's put it on. Okay, so the Super Overdrive came out. I think it came out in about '79. It was at the time. It was the updated, probably improved version of their OD, their Overdrive one, which is
OD1.
super legendary.
Yeah.
And if this pedal had to sit in a camp, I guess at that sort of time, there was guys using the Super Overdrive, or there was guys using the TS, whatever, you know, whichever variation of a tube screamer.
Yep.
They're both great pedals with a slightly different flavour. You know, a lot of the tube screamer guys will use a tube screamer not alone for its drive character and that signature sort of mid-range hump, which this also has, but they'll use it as a tool as part of a bigger setup. So it might be to tame an amp, it might be to tighten up an amp or change the low end. But this one, it seems to lend itself more to being used as a drive pedal on its own rather than as part of a bigger setup.
Sure.
Uses asymmetrical clipping. It's very amp-like. So many people know about this pedal already. I don't know why I'm harping on about it because it is such a legendary
It's a classic.
pedal.
Give us a little bit more of the Les Paul, and then I want to hear it with the Strat.
Let me put it on the. Let's go to the neck pickup. I don't know what copyright's like around that sort of stuff. Is there a certain amount of seconds? It's great. That's a great pedal.
Let's hear it with the Strat. Give me a lead quickly. I want to hear the Leadbetter Peacekeeper. Yeah. I have no issue with that.
The JJs are out of control. Okay, so leading on the Fender Strat, I'm going to go lower the gain again a little bit.
Back to where you were. Yeah.
And that's incredible.
Yeah, great.
Onto the bridge, a bit more gain.
Let's run the same test over our next Overdrive.
Now, the El Hombre, this pedal is based around Billy Gibbons' ZZ Top tone. It sort of touts itself as being able to do anything from, I guess, Dumble-ish mid-gain sounds. But then they also say it'll go into plexi territory, but not like hot-rodded plexi like we all think of when we think of plexi, like genuine, good old, raunchy,
Billy Gibbons.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
And this pedal has an incredible, there's like low-end content going on there, which you don't immediately hear because it's got this, there's a bit of a glassy vibe to it. But yeah, it does a really nice thing in the bottom end. The controls on this one, the bite control is an interesting one. It kind of changes the character of the gain. Other than that, it's just a gain and a volume. I wouldn't necessarily, while it sounds like a high-end control, it's definitely altering the gain structure or something like that as well. It's yeah, it's.
And can I just point out the epic graphics?
Yeah, it's awesome. It's just a great pedal.
Cool.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's J Rocket. All the pedals are great. On lower gain settings, there's something that also kind of makes me want to go. But
hear that.
that's not what it's, that's not what it is. Bridge pickup. It's rich. It's a rich pedal.
Should we have a listen to the El Hombre with the Les Paul?
Yes, we should.
Lead.
Drop D, ready. Oh, this chair's going to break my back. See,
Nice. That's a good breakup.
Has anybody really ever had a good breakup?
No such thing.
Okay, Les Paul, El Hombre, thicker, humbuckeria. That's good. There's like an inherent mid-range content there. That's
There
good.
he is.
I have to add, I'm probably just playing too much, but it is a great pedal in your hands. Like, it's a great pedal to play under the fingers. It's really kind of really touch sensitive. Probably should just explore that gain control a little bit. That's the middle setting. Yep. Low gain through to, See
Nice.
that? I just want to do that. I want to do that for a job. It's very harmonically rich.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a particularly. The more I sit with this pedal, the more I find myself leaning in.
Yep.
I'm into it.
Welcome to Rabid Dog 2-minute demo number 2, in which we introduce Joel and his fabulous Rabid Dog.
Leadbetter Guitar Co takes these Tokai traditionals and give them the full Rabid Dog Relic treatment, which is always fun to do here because they end up looking like this.
They do, and I've got one and it's fabulous.
When we say Rabid Dog Relic, it's not just Relic, it's the whole lot. We've got the
Ben
Bailey
J90s.
J90s,
Yeah. Which I've demoed and they're amazing.
They are amazing. Not only that, we give it the usual Rabid Dog Relic treatment, which is get off all the poly and there's nitro and there's all sorts of tasty things involved. under the hood, we've got CTS pods, heavy gauge wiring, everything that you want. In
Make
your
it rock,
guitar,
mate. Make
basically.
it rock. Today
We're running
running
the MXR Duke guitar on the floor because it sounds a bit like this. Do I have to? I mean,
That's great.
stable.
I should
Big
add that
speed.
the amp that the Duke of Tone is seeing is the Ironheart Foundry by Laney. It's a little 60-watt pedal amp. It's a bloody little ripper.
Sounds great on its own. It's just set to slightly. With the overdrive side of the Duke Tone. This is stable. This is really stable. The Bigsby's stable. I love it. 2 minutes with the Rabid Dog Relic Tokai.
Tokai, goodbye.
Okay, so El Hombre.
Nice.
Killer pedal. Now the next one, very interesting pedal with digital sound processing. Strawman Sunset. So there's a lot going on in this pedal. Like it does a lot. It's essentially 2 pedals and 6 different drives in one.
So before we switch this thing on and listen, I want to point out that when it comes to electronics, I'm very much a less is more guy.
Yep.
I'm also aware of how good Strawman stuff is in general. I have no experience with this pedal. Impress me. That's a great tone. I'm into that. So that's in Germanium mode. I do want to just switch over to what they're calling Texas. Let's have a listen.
Now Texas, it's you probably know. It's a Billy Gibbons. No, it's
You
not.
can-
It's
can
a
guess.
the mid-range hump of a TS
Shall
style
we?
pedal. Yep. Now, look, as a lover of those types of pedals, straight away it does actually have the I guess the feel of those types of pedals there.
Sure. I hear it.
Which
I
is-
hear the roundness in the top end that I would associate.
Yeah.
Next mode in section A, they're calling treble. I'm assuming it's a treble booster.
It's a boost, yeah.
all right, let's have
It's a
quick
fairly clean boost too.
Look, that's pushing the front of the JTM 45 nicely.
It's
by
a
all
great
means.
boost.
So yeah.
It's a great boost.
All right. So as we go over to
The B side, it's the 2-stage is basically a soft clipping drive followed by a hard clipping drive. So it's
Okay.
kind of complex. I guess it kind of blends in the two. Probably going to find that
We'll just run it pretty even.
it
to
sounds.
the other
Well, you're
channel.
probably going to find it sounds like this. You know, that feels like it has the syrupy nature of the type of gain that you might find in like
Interesting.
that type of thing.
Interesting, yeah.
Through that type of that type of amp in a
All
different.
right. So when we go over to hard,
yeah, it's hard as a rock.
yeah.
It's a single stage hard clipping circuit, and I'm not even. That'll go into fuzz territory if you want it to. It's
Let's find out.
okay. There you go.
And when we go to JFET,
Well, JFET is JFET. I've never really understood it. They're touting it as a clean boost. Yeah.
let's have a listen.
Yep.
Keep going.
Now, if we do this. Yeah, so A lot. There's a lot going on in that pedal.
I would like to do my drop D test.
Do it.
With the Strawman on the 2-stage of Channel B, while you get yourself a Stratocaster.
It's ridiculous.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, Colin. All right. Stratocaster.
I'm going to put my 2 favourite, well, basing this on the humbuckers, but my 2 favourite sounds on A and B.
Okay.
Let's flick between them with some Strat action. Just heard here, when I look across this range of overdrives, as different as they are, as individual as they are, I can clearly see advantages of a pedal like the Sunset. Gain staging, 2 pedals into each other ultimately, all the different voicings, the ability to switch the gain staging over. I can appreciate all of that. Amazing pedal. When I hear
MIDI, by the way, MIDI. Too. Nobody knows
MIDI
what it
control.
does, but it's important to have it on. Yeah.
The Alhombre, on the other hand, is a very much traditional pedal. It's a single sound, and yet I hear money. It sounds expensive to me,
does.
and I like it.
And it's worth mentioning that it weighs a ton. It's a heavy pedal.
Yeah, you gotta love it. Gotta love it. Fair to say though, the Super Overdrive absolutely holds its own, is ahead of its time, and I could quite happily have any of those 3 pedals on my board.
That's exactly right.
They are functional items.
Yep. And I mean, Boss, you can't really argue with any of their classic circuits. One thing that really impressed me is normally, because I'm just a bit of a snob, the Strawman Sunset, digital sound processing. Now, obviously, we have all these, there is incredible digital sound processing these days. It's
no question.
Next level, out of this world. I just didn't expect it to be as good as it is. I expected there to be something missing in the digital side of it, but there's just not. If they probably didn't even need to say it. They probably could have just said, this is like a fully analog signal path. It's got 6 12AX7s in it.
I would not have assumed for a second there was any DSP in there had you not said it.
That's exactly right. It's incredible. Yeah, that's a great pedal.
Well, that's a credit to them too.
Yeah, so I guess at the end of the day, we haven't compared 3 similar overdrives, but it is a bit of insight into, in particularly 2 fairly new overdrives, and go play them before I struggle to figure out how to end this video. Cole?
You just did.
Richie Ditch.
As always, the Rabid Dogs are shot at the Nepean Music Centre in Mornington, Victoria, and brought to you by Pure Salem Guitar.